Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. This week, I am going to be taking you guys through my designs and plans that I have for a space that I already told you guys I plan to do a little makeover to, and that is my entryway. But I'm also going to be combining this with a living room makeover since my living room and my entryway are basically one big space. And if I tackle my entryway, I also have to tackle my living room. And I have been kind of tossing around different ideas for these two spaces for a while now. And in my previous design videos, I'm usually just like sitting at my desk, virtually designing out the space with you guys. But in this case, I think it makes more sense to head into my living room and talk you guys through the specific areas of the living room and the ideas I'm tossing around. So with all of that being said, let's head into my living room so I can walk you guys through the plans and ideas that I have for this space. Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I have been playing around with this makeover in my head for a very long time, and I have been slowly working towards making this space look how I want it to look. Last year I did my built-ins that are right behind me. More recently I did the furniture flip for my TV stand, and in just my last video I did the faux apothecary shoe cabinet for my entryway. So I have been slowly working on this space, but now I just want to take every little inch of this room and make it look exactly how I want it to look, because right now it very much feels half done. And because I've been tossing around all of these different ideas for such a long time, I have my lists of things that are definitely gonna happen in this space, and then I've got my list of things I'm not so sure about. But because I have been tossing around different ideas for so long, I have most things narrowed down to a few options. So this is where I want your guys' help in deciding which of those options I'm gonna go with and piecing together the different options so that it feels like one nice cohesive design. So first things first, the first thing that I am definitely going to do, which in my mind is an absolute no-brainer, is painting this room white. I have been wanting to paint this room white since the day we moved in, but the current wall color didn't bother me that much, and there was more pressing projects to tackle. But I wanted to paint this room white because one, I just think it's gonna freshen up the space so much, but also my house is pretty dark. We don't get a lot of natural light up in here. We have a lot of trees surrounding my house. So I think by taking this room white, it's just gonna naturally just brighten up the space a ton. But I also have kind of avoided painting this room for another reason. And that is the wall behind me. Yes, this is my entryway. So if you're new to my channel, I have a split level entry. So I've got stairs coming up and stairs going down to my exposed basement. And this wall, and painting this wall has been kind of a daunting task in my mind because I can't picture painting this wall without having to get on a ladder on my stairs. And fun fact, I'm pretty afraid of heights. I'm already pretty tall, and so when I'm high off the ground, I get a little wobbly. So I think I'm gonna try my best to paint this wall without having to get on a ladder. So I think I'm just gonna use an extended roller, an extension paintbrush thing, and I'm gonna try my best. If I have to get on a ladder, I will. Or if you guys have any other suggestions of how I can paint this wall while being safe, let me know. So now let's talk about the ideas that I'm tossing around for, let's call it the TV wall, because, you know, it's the wall with the TV. Okay, so this is my TV wall. There's one thing that I am going to be doing, and that's getting a slightly larger TV. I have had this TV since my husband and I lived in a smaller apartment. This was the perfect size TV for that small apartment because it was a really narrow living room area. But ever since we moved in here, we've been joking that our TV doesn't match the size of the room. So I am gonna be getting a slightly larger TV. It's not gonna be too big because I don't really like large TVs. They're not really my thing. But with that slightly larger TV that's gonna like fit the space a little bit better, I am gonna for sure hang it on the wall. And I definitely wanna do a frame around the TV. I did that in my mom's bedroom makeover and I really liked it. So for this wall, the two ideas that I am tossing around are either doing a chair rail with box molding or scrapping the box molding. I'm gonna keep the chair rail and doing a gallery wall with the TV incorporated into the gallery wall. I'm leaning more towards doing the box molding because I have another area in this space that I like the idea of doing a gallery wall on more. But I will get to that in just a little bit. Okay, so we talked about the TV wall. Now let's talk about the trim. I have been wanting to change the trim around the two doorways in the space. This doorway leads to our kitchen. The other doorway leads to, you know, bedrooms, bathroom, that kind of stuff. And I've been wanting to change the trim and just do something a little bit different than what is happening in the rest of my house with the trim. So the two ideas that I'm tossing around are either doing a faux beam wood trim with some kind of decorative wood trim piece at the corners. The other option I'm tossing around is just doing some kind of decorative trim with different types of molding and texture. I'd either paint it white or maybe even tan, depending on what I did in my entryway. So those are the two trim options I'm tossing around. I am leaning more towards the faux beam wood trim for one reason and one reason only. My husband doesn't know this, or I don't think realizes this, but he gravitates more towards a rustic design. Anytime I incorporate rustic touches, he always seems to point that out and say he really likes it. So I think by doing the like faux beam wood look, I think he would really like it. And also I do think it would look really nice in this space. It's not just Barbie's dream house. It's also Ken's dream house. And between painting this room white, doing something with this TV wall, and changing the trim, that's basically all of the things that I want to change with this living room space. The other minor changes I am going to make are the curtains around our bay window. I'm gonna be moving them up to the wall so that they're not covering up the windows so much. And then I'll probably change the wall sconces that I have above the couch. But besides that, that's kind of everything I have planned to change for the living room. So let's move on to the entryway. Okay, before I get to my actual entryway, I just wanted to mention this wall first, because I do still consider this slatted wall a part of the entryway since it's got this like coat rack effect with it, I guess. I am sad, but I'm also think this is the right call. I'm gonna be getting rid of the slatted wall and just doing kind of like hooks, I think, because I really want to keep this space edited. I don't want people to walk in and think that I chose every design option possible. So, you know, I've got built-ins, we've got molding, we've got a gallery wall, we've got a slatted wall. It'd just be a lot. So I think by keeping this clean, nice, white with hooks is the right call. I did this project back when my living room had a completely different look. This is slowly starting to not fit the look and feel I'm going for in this room any longer. So now that I quickly just mentioned that, let's get to the actual entryway. Okay, like my last video, this space is just kind of awkward to film in. It's not terribly awkward in real life, it's just there's no good angles to film from. But let me talk you through my definites for this space. I've only got one. And that is, I am going to be doing a runner on the stairs. These stairs are incredibly slippery and I've been wanting to, for safety reasons, do a runner on the stairs. I also just think it's gonna clean up the space and give a really nice, welcoming feel. Now let's talk about all of the things that are not definite. This is the other area, this wall right here above the cabinet I just built. This is where I would like to do the other gallery wall that I mentioned. I love the idea of having a gold frame gallery wall starting above this apothecary cabinet and cascading down the stairs to my basement. I think that would look so nice. If I don't do a gallery wall, I'd probably still do like a picture or something above the cabinet, but I just wouldn't do a gallery wall. The part of this entryway that I'm having difficulty deciding is what to paint it. Or should I say what to paint the door and the railings. These railings and the door really need to get painted. They're pretty dirty, they're pretty beat up, but I don't like the idea of leaving them white for the fact that if I paint them white, they're gonna get dirty again really quickly. So I would like to paint them something other than white. The one idea that I really like, but I'm just not sure if it will work in my house because it is so dark in here, is painting the stairs and the railings black and even the front door black. You guys know how much I love black, but sometimes it's just not the right call. But at the same time, this space is gonna brighten up a lot once this big old wall right here is white. So the other option besides going black is going tan. So this would obviously be a lot lighter, but I still think it would look really nice, and I would even probably lean a little on the darker side of tan and not go too light. I've seen this done. I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really classy. And if I take the railings and the spindles and, you know, the staircase in that tan direction, I'd also probably paint the front door tan. So those are all of the different options and projects that I'm tossing around for my living room and for my entryway. So now let's talk through the different combos of all of those options. These aren't all of the combos I could do. These are just the ones that I think are gonna look the nicest together. So the first option I'm tossing around is doing the box molding with wood trim, with a black entry, and then a gallery wall by that entryway. The second combo is box molding, decorative trim around the doorways, black entryway, and a gallery wall by the entryway. The third option is really similar to the second option, but we have box molding, decorative trim on the doorway, tan entryway, and then a gallery wall by the entryway. As you can tell, I'm definitely gravitating more towards the gallery wall being by the entryway than for the TV wall, but here is an option where the gallery wall is with the TV. So we have a gallery wall, TV wall, decorative trim, tan entryway, and then no gallery wall by the entryway, and just keeping it simple and maybe adding a picture or maybe two smaller pictures. Those are the four options I'm tossing around. I'd like to hear what your favorite option is. If there's other things within this living room and entryway that I haven't thought of that you think would look really nice, also let me know, because clearly I'm tossing around a lot of different ideas. I probably am not going to be getting started on this project for my next video. It's probably going to be a few videos from now, but I am going to be getting started on this room makeover very shortly, and I'm very excited to get started. So I hope you guys liked this video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.